States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we're going to have an invocation. Mr. McIntosh.
Glory be to you, God. We come before you right now, giving you the praise and the glory. Father God, we just thank you for this opportunity to come before you once again for the Muncie Common Council and all those who are in audience. Father God, we ask that you would open all minds and hearts for the business and transactions that may come forth. It's in Jesus that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Could we please remain standing? We lost a pillar of community as kind of, I'd say, underplaying what Mike White did for our community. I've known him since I was a kid, served numerous terms on the mixed bus board. He was just a phenomenal person, knew numbers better than anybody I've ever seen and are known. And I would just like to ask for a moment of silence for thank you. And I know Mike appreciates that. Thank you. There's no way I wouldn't be able to do it.
Citizen recognition will be postponed until next month. That brings us to roll call, please.
Mr. McIntosh,
Present.
Mr. Basham,
Here.
Mr. Mason,
Here.
Mr. Dishman,
Present.
Mr. Garrett,
Present.
Ms. Selvey,
Here.
Ms. Gullion,
Here.
Ms. Powell,
Here.
President Green.
Present. We have the approval of minutes. We have a motion to accept the minutes.
So move.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Selvey,
Yes.
Ms. Gullion,
Yes.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Mr. McIntosh,
Yes.
Mr. Basham,
Yes.
Mr. Dishman,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Green, President Green.
Yes.
Aye.
Motion carried. Brings us to appointments of boards and commissions. The first one that we're looking at this evening is Beech Grove Cemetery Board. We have one whose term is up and needs to be reinstated, and then we have, if we choose to do so, and then we have two other openings tonight. So do we have any nominations for those positions this evening?
Mr. President, may I?
Yes.
I would like to nominate Mrs. Pam Ivy.
Are there any others?
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Ron White.
I'll second that.
Did we have a second on Pam Ivy?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I seconded on Mr. White.
And Mr. White also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you second both Pam Ivy and?
No.
No.
no,
Okay.
Mike.
Okay. I did.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
Mr. President.
Yes.
That other board member whose term has expired, Superintendent Waters is here. That other person's is Zach Bowe. Do you have any comments on his reappointment, Mr. Waters?
Yes, I was going to recommend that if you didn't mention it, to reappoint Zach. Zach is, I think he's still current president of the Historic Society. And he's been on the board.
And he serves as your treasurer currently. Is that right?
Excuse me?
And he serves as your treasurer currently.
Yeah. Right
Okay.
now he's kind of serving a few others until we get a full board.
Gotcha.
He was on there when I hired in, and I just recommend he gets reappointed. And Zach's here if you want to hear anything from him.
Clarification. So Zach's term hasn't expired yet, correct?
It did.
It has or
It
has not?
Do what?
It has or has not?
It has March
It has.
31st. The board terms, whatever year, the years vary, but they go from April the 1st to March the 31st.
Okay.
So we have need of three.
Okay.
But
Are there any,
I make a motion that I nominate Zach Bowe.
I'll
And I'll
sec-
second, oh, sorry. Go
and
ahead.
second?
I'll second that. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other nominations?
What, can
Well, I
I ask
have
which
one-
ones we had? Was it 3?
We have 3 currently. Pam Ivy,
Ron White.
Ron White, and Zach Bowe.
Okay.
I do have one that I would like to nominate, and that's Jerry Shanner. Jerry is a funeral director at Parsons Mortuary, and I believe he would be an asset to the Beach Grove if he was appointed to that board.
Say his name again.
Jerry Shanner. He's one of the directors at Parsons Mortuary.
And out of all the names I've heard you say tonight, I think all of them would be good choices.
Thank you for saying.
Mr. President, more
Yes.
importantly, are they all property owners, if you will, plot owners? I mean.
There's one I'm sure he is, but I didn't hear the name till tonight, but I'm sure he is. I mean, his mom and his family, and you good? I thought he was, but so they all should be property owners. Jerry's got him and his families. Pam, they've had theirs there for years, and Ron, he's got some over by his mom and them. So, and Zach, he's got his. So this will make everybody mention tonight that lot owners has paid for that's had them for years.
I have something. I just got a message that I believe the doors are locked. So could we make sure that everybody coming in a little late or, might have to work or whatever, that we make sure that those doors are open where they can get in, please. That's super important. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. I just want to make
okay.
sure that they get in. I mean, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay. Do we have a second for Jerry Shanner? Okay, no second. Then we have 3 nominations. And I guess it's time for any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Can we make sure that we get can we get one more roll call on the names that that are nominated, please?
Ron White,
Yeah.
Pam Ivy,
Mhm.
and Zach Bowe.
Okay, thank you.
And we need the 3 positions filled, so
Mhm.
it would be
Acclamation.
just those 3. So roll call.
For Pam Ivy, Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Mr. Dishman,
Yes.
Ms. Selvey.
Yes,
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. McIntosh,
Yes.
Mr. Basham,
Yes, Ivy, Bowe, and White, correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ms. Gullion,
Yes.
President Green.
Yes,
And just do 1 vote for all 3.
1 for all 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Next, we come to the Community Center Development Advisory Board. We need a member of the council to be appointed. So we need a nomination for that position.
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate William McIntosh.
I'll second that.
Have any others? No other nominations? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Dishman,
Yes.
Ms. Selvey,
yes,
Mr. McIntosh,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Gullion,
Yes.
Mr. Basham,
Yes.
President Green.
Yes. This brings us to the MITS board. We have 1 opening to fill for Mike White, who passed away.
Mhm.
we have 3 individuals that have expressed an interest that I know of. It would be nice to have, if you're interested in a board, to be appointed to one, it'd be nice to have you send those things in ahead of time as opposed to last minute. It's hard for everyone to make a decision when it's done that way. I do have 3 that I'm going to mention the names because I have talked with these individuals. Jeff Hager, he mentioned tonight he was interested. Carlos Taylor, he's served before on the board. He's interested again, and Nate Carroll also. And I don't know if there are others, but we'll have to have someone nominate these individuals, or if you have others, but these are the ones that I received, and I wanted to mention that to everybody. So we open this up for nomination for this position.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Could you tell me if some more requirements, does that person, everybody on the MITS board have to live within city limits in Muncie? Okay. And everybody on that list lives, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So do we have nominations for this position?
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Carlos Taylor.
I'll second.
Quick.
Any others?
Mr. President.
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Nate Carroll.
We have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, in a second. Any others? Okay. Now, would either one of these like to speak concerning why they'd like to be on the board this evening? Mr. Taylor.
Good evening, Council. My name's Carlos Taylor. I'm a resident here in Muncie, Indiana. I've served on the MITS board previously as an appointed member by the mayor. So I have knowledge of the board, knowledge of the staff. Being a blind individual, I have also brought concerns from the disability community as well as several, even those without disabilities, of course, rely on MITS, but especially those who do have disabilities and rely on MITS to get to and from, whether it's work, school, medical appointments, etc. So, and I know, just a side note, in my previous experience with the board, in our chairman, Mike White's absence, I do have experience with running meetings as well. So I do believe I would be a good candidate for the MITS board.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nate Carroll. I work at Jet Construction. I do sales and estimating and project management. I am president of the Muncie Home Builders. I am also vice president of the Muncie Planning Commission, or Delaware County Planning Commission. I am CAP certified, so certified agent in place specialist, which is in the construction field. I'm not trying to say I know more about ADA than Carlos does, but I at least have some education in the background. I've dealt with budgets. I've been basically the president of the Muncie Home Builders and on several different boards. So that's my experience. I would just like to have some positive views and direction for the MITS board.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions from council? As your name is called in the roll call, mention Mr. Carroll or Mr. Taylor. Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mason,
Taylor.
Mr. Garrett,
Taylor.
Mr. Dishman,
Carroll.
Mr. Basham,
Carroll.
Mr. McIntosh,
Taylor.
Ms. Gullion,
Taylor.
Ms. Selvey,
Carol,
Ms. Powell,
Mr. Taylor.
President Green.
Mr. Carroll.
5 for Carlos Taylor. Mr. Taylor.
Congratulations.
So, moving on, committee reports. Having none. No ordinances previously introduced. No new ordinances. We do have resolutions. Resolution 726.
Resolution 7-26, a resolution recognizing May 2026 as Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis Awareness Month.
We have a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Okay. Anyone wishing to speak on this resolution? Anything to say? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Garrett.
Yes.
Mr. Basham.
Yes.
Mr. Dishman.
Yes.
Ms. Powell.
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Ms. Selvey.
Yes.
Mr. McIntosh.
Yes.
Ms. Gullion.
Yes.
President Green.
Yes.
9 yes votes.
Thank you, council.
No, thank you.
Mr. President, Councilwoman, would you care to say more about the resolution that we just passed? I would love it if you would.
I will try. My late stepfather, Jerry Thornburg, passed away 20 years ago this year of ALS. I had a constituent reach out to me and they also have ALS and they asked me to sponsor this ordinance and it was a no-brainer. ALS is a cruel disease like all neurological diseases. It leaves the mind intact and the family and loved ones get to watch the patient become debilitated over a short time. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Table resolution. Any action on 426? Seeing and hearing none. Brings us to public comment. I'd like to remind council it is public comment. Let the council listen, let the public speak. So first person, you have 3 minutes.
Mr. Paul Partizano.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start off with, my name is Paul Partizana and I'm from Muncie. And I want to start off with thanking Councilperson Garrett for his action on inquiring into the former Borg Warner site. And if, all goes well, we'll have good news in June, or at least encouraging news in June. So we're hoping for that. And thank you.
Oh, Paul, thank you. You're the one that keeps the conversation going. So it's you deserve the thanks. So I appreciate the conversation we have back and forth.
All right. Well, you're most welcome. And that's going to benefit everybody. And I just want to say, remember, everyone, I'm probably preaching to the choir in this room, but tomorrow is primary election day. There are contested races on both sides. And I'm not jealous of much in my life, but I will jealously guard my freedoms, and I hope you will too. And the last thing I want to say is, may we all continue to get better than who we already are. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Rick Yancer.
Rick Yancer, newsman and author. We've reached a milestone here. It's the first time in my lifetime, I got on the website of the newspaper today, and they had no mention of the election today. That still tells me that the power and the money of this community don't want us to know anything. And the radio, Fox News Network, they haven't said anything either. So I would tell people that you need to participate, because if you don't, you never know what will happen next. Couple things I've got on the agenda here. Well, it's not on the agenda, but it was on another agenda, that whatever we're building over here, that we've already spent $2 million on utilities. Property manager from Miami, I think Williams property, that's been gobbling up property, about 300 apartments, half a dozen buildings around town. We still don't know who or what that property management group is, because they operate in like 4 or 5 states. They're going to develop this, and we're still trying to figure out why they got ready money right out of the gate, and we still can't get a copy of the public record. I think as members of council, you need to start thinking about what the Redevelopment Commission is doing as far as turning this government into a real estate business. And we can't do that. We have to do streets, parks, public safety. That's what government's about. It's not about buying and selling property, which I've seen nonstop here lately. The other thing we wanted to mention too about taxes, because we've got a lot of noise on some of our social media, that assessments have gone sky high for some odd reason. And thank God that we don't have the same assessor after 20 years running again. But in the meantime, we're still paying more. And in the meantime, this government, city government, is giving public money to not-for-profits that don't pay taxes. And I wonder why that is, because there are foundations here, a couple named Ball, a couple named Community. They give millions out for these charities and these not-for-profits. Why are we putting public money into nonprofits when we need, again, streets, parks, and public safety? So again, in the month of May, that's all I've got to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Courtney Marsh.
Good evening, City Council. Sorry. My name is Courtney. I am your president for the Southside Neighborhood Association. But tonight I come to you with a couple of bits of information for the city as a whole. Over the next couple of weekends, and including last weekend, a lot of our neighborhoods are getting together to do cleanups. In order for those cleanups to be productive, we need volunteers. This next weekend, if any of you are available, Riverside, Normal City, Morningside, McKinley, and the Old West End, right over here, are all doing theirs. They usually start about 7:45 a.m. and they usually end around 11:30. The weekend following, which is May 16th, you can join Whiteley, Southside, East Central, or Granville. Again, they all usually start about 7:45 in the morning. They all have different meeting locations, so you'll want to check that out. You can get that information on the Muncie Action Plan's Facebook page or any of the neighborhood associations' Facebook pages. I know that ours, as well as many others, have created cute little flyers to kind of get everybody's attention, to try to get everybody out. Last weekend, unfortunately, one of those neighborhoods did not get the cleanup that they truly probably well deserved, because there weren't enough volunteers. And that's just highly unfortunate for not only that neighborhood, but for a great bit of the city. So I'm here today not only to tout our neighborhood cleanup, which we would invite you to join us, but get out and join any of these. One additional face, 2 extra hands, it makes a huge difference. It really does. And just sometimes your face there makes a huge difference. So please feel free to do that. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you all is more just Southside news. If anybody's been by Tooley Park here recently, you'll see that the amazing mural, and I say that because I've worked on it for a while, is completely finished now. Please take a stroll around, check it out, see all the characters. They're really cute. You can pick your favorite. I'll have my own. But we are doing a ribbon cutting ceremony, and that will be held on May the 26th at 6 p.m. It's a combination, so it's going to be a game night. We'll have pizza. We're going to actually do a ribbon cutting. We're going to send out some special invitations, but this is your special invitation tonight, me being here just to let you know all about it. If you're more interested and you want to find out more, follow us on our Facebook page. We've posted the flyer. We'll obviously continue to update people and let them know when that's happening. We just want everybody to come out to the park and enjoy it, have a good time. At that place and time, you will be asked, if you do join us, what your favorite animal is and why it's your favorite animal. So if you want a sneak peek, drive by there beforehand. If you want to be surprised, just show up that night. It's that simple. We'll have pizza. We'll have fun games. We're going to invite our new mural into this side of town, and we're just going to have a good time. So we invite you all to be there.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great night.
Mr. Troy Waters.
Troy Waters. I just want to, I was going to try to get on the agenda and didn't. We have some volunteer opportunities at Beach Road Cemetery open. The person will be putting flags out on all the veterans' graves. We're going to start that around May the 16th. We could do it a little bit before someone wanted to. We welcome groups, individuals, anybody that's wants to come out and walk around, and anything that identifies them as been a veteran, they get a flag. We've let the Boy Scouts, Troop 22, they'll do all the American Legion graves, and but it's just the normal family graves that might have a emblem or something on their headstone. And there's 50,000 headstones out there, so the more people we got, the better it is. And it usually turns out real good. We get some large groups, local businesses and everything, but we also get individuals that just want to come out and help. And then the second one, we've got a lot of broken headstones. A lot of headstones need clean, especially the historic ones. So I'm trying to form a volunteer group that would want to come in and meet one Saturday out of every 4 to 6 weeks and work 4 or 6 hours a day on that day. That way you don't get burnt out coming in every week or two to do them, and cleaning and repairing the historic headstones. And I think it's on our website already. If not, and some of you might have already got the email. I've been emailing it out there to different people where you can sign up to do that. Or if you know it, just forward the information to people and see if we can get people that want to get involved and help. And now I want to mention something that's been on my mind for a few months, and this is not work related, so I want to take my job a bit off this. That's just as a citizen coming up here, something for you guys to think about. I'd like to ask all of you to think about open up security where everybody has to go through the whatever you call it, security check, just like you would if you was coming to court. No electronic devices, no pocket knives, no, just like you was if you was going to court. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this, not just Indiana, but the country right now, but here in Indiana, I mean, hitting close to home. We've had council members getting shot at in Indianapolis, a judge getting shot, another area sheriff shot a judge, and we don't know. I mean, I could be standing here right now and you don't know what I got with me. They're making guns that look like cell phones now. I mean, they pulled up and you can unfold them and shoot. But I think that I would like to ask the council to consider that, and I'm including myself on that. You know, I'm sure I can come in here for a few hours without my cell phone or not anything but my car keys, you know.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I do have a question I want to ask you.
Okay.
You mentioned the 16th, but you didn't say the time of putting out flags.
I will negotiate the time, and I will meet people myself on the weekends and the evenings.
All right.
And that's normally how we do it. I just make myself available. And if someone wants to come at 6 o'clock in the evening, I'll be there. If they want to come at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
And
Appreciate
we'll do that. We'll probably do it up until the 23rd. And that'll be the Saturday before Memorial Day.
it. Thank you.
You're welcome. The times are flexible. On the other one, we'll schedule times once we get enough people to do a group.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Bilbray.
I would like to admonish the council president because he told you guys that you couldn't answer questions from the citizens, but then one just stood here and the council president was able to communicate with him. So I would like to say shame on you, council president Green, for doing that. Or what I would like to say is grow up and realize that you're all elected officials. These people are your employers and you will answer us. And if you don't, shame on you again. Yeah, put security out there. I don't think you can stop me or anyone else coming through here with a cellular device or recording device. That would be a problem. The other issue is that Muncie seal up there says 1865. We've been conducting some form of city council meeting, I would assume, since around that time. Can we figure out how to keep the doors unlocked? People shouldn't have to get here at 6:30 to come into the meetings. I don't know why that's been a problem for the last several months. Also, at the end of the last meeting, I brought up the crisis center, and I talked too long trying to understand why Councilor Basham can't email, but I didn't get to go into further conversation about that. However, Councilor Powell came down afterwards and asked what I wanted to see or what my issue was with that. And I spoke to her about that. She said that something along the lines of she would try to get in contact with the mayor and have him come in and give a presentation or whatnot. Of course, since then, we've all heard that his big passion project during the re-election bid of 2023 is no longer a big passion project. Now we can shut the doors and continue paying for it for a good amount of time, but we'll give it to somebody else. And I'm just really sad that we've been through this council meeting where we've not had any business, but nobody up here has asked any questions about that. You guys are supposed to be the last line of defense for the citizens. You guys are supposed to be check with this. I haven't heard any of you up here ask any questions or pose any questions to and maybe you're doing it behind the scenes, but I don't care what you're doing behind the scenes. I care what you're doing here in these meetings. Nobody's asking anything about this craziness with the park employees and the parks department and the horrible report from the State Board of Accounts. You guys are doing the bare minimum of your jobs.
No, we're not.
Bare minimum. Some of you probably aren't, but you can't say that. You guys okay? You all right? Passing notes back and forth, whatever?
Watching your time, sir.
Okay.
And your time is up. Thank
It
you.
is?
Yes, it is. 3 minutes. Thank you.
Can't wait till your time's up, sir.
Thank you.
Miss Elizabeth Edgel.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Edgel, and it's great that I came after Chris because I'm going to talk about the same thing. The mayor had a deal with our nonprofits in early 2020 about the crisis center. Did you know that? It was called a behavioral center then, though. And this deal included Open Door and the Muncie Mission. And the mayor's administration, that's you guys, all put $2 million for ARP plan, voted on by council, to build an inpatient treatment facility. That's how it's listed in the ARP plan. And instead of that happening, he took his agenda for the crisis center and he transferred it, and he kept changing it along the lines. And then he got the mission what they needed originally in 2020, before the pandemic ever happened, by the way. But see, the problem is when you use public funds from the federal government to build a facility, what happens is that facility is expected to have a 15 to 20 year lifetime. And when it doesn't, the federal government wants to know why. They want to know why you sold it for $1 and a property exchange on top of that. The property exchange that he's going to go ahead and throw at you all later for a community center, by the way, just letting you know that. That property exchange and that dollar sale that he did is against the law as far as how it goes with ARP funds. And so I'm going to do something here that the mayor never does. I'm going to be transparent in what I'm getting ready to do. And what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to report this to the U.S. Department of Treasury Inspector General, the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee, the Government Accountability Office for fraud, and the Attorney General and the State Board of Accounts, who are already sniffing around, as y'all know. I'm done with this administration promising us stuff and using it to further their agenda. I'm done with them circumventing your council and having Board of Works approve things, which also can't do. Can't have an administrative board approve something the council should have done. All right. So this took me about 2 weeks of research to come up with, and I'm nobody. I went to a city meeting in Avondale where I live. You know, where 31% of the community in Avondale are hit by drug addiction, as opposed to 19% of the rest of the city. Where we have the most police activity there. We're even over Whiteley in that area. Did you know that? And I asked the mayor, where's our treatment center? What are you going to do for that? Oh, we have no plans for that. My brother died waiting on treatment in this county. He could have picked anything else to come back on. But this one, I'm going to stand for. So I'm going to let you know what I'm getting ready to do, because I believe in transparency, and you have to be the change you want to see in the world, right?
Thank you.
Miss Lynn Thornburg. Okay, thank you, Miss Lynn. Mr. Norman Hawkins.
Good evening, council. We come to complain about the food giveaway at Lane and Kirby and the parking. I think the parking should be done on Kirby Avenue going west toward Madison. But yet still they block a park on Lane Street. And there's only, what, 2 lanes, traffic. Kirby's much wider. And when I got a handicap sign, they're blocking my driveway. They're taking my parking space. And then just because they have a handicap sign, they say they're entitled to park in my handicap spot. But that handicap spot is assigned to my vehicles, not theirs. And then when I go out and say something to them, it's a big argument. Call the police, nothing's been done. I need the council to get with chariots of fire and have the traffic redirected to Kirby Avenue. And also I need some information on how I can get sidewalk fixed for rental property I own. Nobody knows?
Mr. President, can we ask what district that's in, where he is?
Can we talk with you right after the meeting, sir? Would that be all right?
Did you say a rental property of yours?
Yes.
On the sidewalk that needs to be fixed?
Yes.
Is it in front of the rental property?
Yes.
Have you contacted the street department, let them know about the sidewalk or anything?
Everybody.
Okay. When we get done, let's me and you, we'll have a conversation. I'll give you my phone number and we'll see if we can't come up with something to try to help you with that sidewalk. Is that all right?
All right.
I'll meet you right back there.
Okay.
All right.
Miss Campbell, Mr. Campbell, Miss Campbell, thank you. I apologize. I couldn't pronounce your first name correctly.
Good evening, council members. My name is Paget Campbell, and I am a resident of Muncie, Indiana. I am here because for 69 days, my children and I have been forced to live without running water. This is an illegal self-help eviction by the Muncie Housing Authority, specifically overseen by CEO Curtis Goodwin. For over 2 months, a taxpayer-funded agency has denied my family a basic human necessity violating Indiana Code 32-31-5-6. I have contacted every local agency, the health department, code enforcement, the trustee's office, legal aid, etc., only to be told this is a human rights issue and repeatedly sent away. If this is a human rights issue, why is it happening in Muncie, Indiana? My children are now sick because of this. We cannot bathe, flush toilets, or cook. We have been forced to carry jugs of water for survival for 69 days. The Muncie Housing Authority has failed its federal duty to provide safe, habitable housing. I am no longer just asking for the water to be turned on. This unit is uninhabitable and toxic to my children's health. I am here tonight to demand, immediate emergency relocation. I want my family moved to a safe, clean, and functional unit tonight. Full compensation. Under Indiana law, the MHA owes $100 per day penalty, which is $6,900 as of this moment, plus damages for my children's medical suffering. Accountability. I want the MHA board, including Chair Jeffrey Brandon and Vice Chair Watasha Barnes Griffin, to explain why they're allowing their management to break state law and endanger Muncie families. I am tired of being sent off. I want to know right now which one of you is going to take responsibility for the health of my children. We need a safe place to sleep tonight with running water. Thank you.
We have a minimal housing code. That minimal housing code, state is base level. We build from that. Minimal housing code, running water is top of the line. 69, 1 day is bad. What you've had to deal with is terrible. Please meet me after the meeting too. That's just that's unacceptable. And I'm not trying to blow smoke or nothing. That's unacceptable. We have a minimal housing code. We have these peoples on boards that are supposed to do this. This is wrong, flat out wrong.
I'll meet with you as well.
Yeah, please meet me and Mr. Mason back here. This is flat out wrong. You should not have to do that. I apologize for you and your children. We will make sure that with us working together, we get this resolved for you.
Thank you.
Mr. Zane Bishop.
Good evening. Zane Bishop here to discuss the University Avenue ordinance that was left tabled. I'm curious, since that ordinance was introduced over 6 months ago, have any counselors biked along the corridor? Okay. I'm curious, have any counselors had issues parking along any of the side or parallel streets since the ordinance was introduced? Curious if any blocks were shown to have no parking availability. I think if the concern was parking availability, there's plenty of streets in the area that don't currently allow parking that could. I know that was part of the effort that was brought by Ball State and the city when the ordinance was being discussed. And also I've reviewed the maps published by the neighborhood. I didn't see any correlation between home ownership rates and street parking availability. There's plenty of streets with parking that are majority rentals and vice versa. This project has been in the works for more than a decade. I used to be a part of the neighborhood, sat in on meetings where the previous administration told us that, this project was coming, parking would be removed, but it was necessary for a safe, comfortable, and convenient connection between campus and downtown. Also curious, this project is supported by the Muncie Action Plan, the Delaware County Comprehensive Plan, the Strategic Investment Plan, Ball State's own kind of master planning processes. I'm not entirely sure the purpose of having all these democratic processes if a few people can, come to council and, I understand there's lots of concerns with renters in the neighborhood. I think if you drive University now, you see that the parking's available because a lot of the parking is being used by student renters. If there's a huge democratic system to get all these plans in place in the first place, then why can it be shut down when it actually comes to fruition 10 years later? The National Association of City Transportation Officials recommends bike lanes for any street with more than 1,500 daily average traffic. University is around 5,000. We named our music series after the 3 trails in Muncie, but one of the trails hasn't even been built. Any street in Muncie is safe to drive on. Cannot say the same if you are biking or walking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wainscape.
First of all, hats off to you, Brandon Garrett, for speaking up, man. I appreciate that, and not looking toward the president to see if you can speak. So hats off to you, man, for doing that. And I wanted to bring this up in the February meeting because you guys were doing a lot of boards and appointments to boards and commissions, and I decided to wait and see what was going to happen. But my comment is, why aren't I seeing any more Black people put on these boards? We have a big problem, the council and the mayor. And we all know there's levels to these boards. Some are more important than others. But if you look at the upper echelon of the boards, there's no Black people between the council and the mayor's office. And, redevelopment commission, board of works, sanitary board, you got 1 Black person on that. But you look at all these unsafe building, you look at all these boards, and we're not seeing a lot of Black people. Now, I've been coming to these meetings long enough that when you guys talk about economic development and attracting people, they look at who's, if it's a Black family wanted to move here, and they watch these meetings, and they don't see no Black representation, you think they're gonna come here? I mean, y'all brought this up before about them watching these meetings. And then even the city's Facebook page. You look at the city's Facebook page. If a Black couple wanted to move here and they look at that city's Facebook page, 1 Black person in that whole picture. About 25 people. We need to do better. I mean, and the problem is y'all find 1 good Black person, and I'm just going to be blunt. You find 1 good Black person to keep regurgitating that person. Or 1 Black person leave and say, oh, we got to replace them with another Black person. Why not, when a white person leave, replace them with a Black person? But I'm speaking to you, council, and especially the mayor. So we need to do better on these boards and commissions. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. You haven't been keeping time good because I know 1 guy spoke a lot longer than Bilbrey, and you cut him off. So you got to do better.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper Archer.
Hi there, my name is Cooper. I just wanted to speak a little bit about something that was announced just last month by Mike Braun. It's known as the Iron Nation Indiana Initiative. And what this is, it's an initiative that would partner the state of Indiana with companies and tech startups coming out of Israel, and that's be using $15 million of our tax money to fund these companies to bring them here so they can use our labor to fund their war machine. And this is on top, these $15 million is on top of a already $100 million of Israel bonds owned by the state of Indiana. And I mean, we can talk for hours about the war crimes that the state of Israel has committed, but even besides all that, these are just unsound investments. I mean, the state of Israel currently engaged in a war on 3 different fronts in Lebanon and Gaza and Iran, and failing in all of these fronts, ironically. And, you know, on top of this, they're dragging the United States into these wars, and our people are dying. You know, it's looking like it's only going to escalate, and we get nothing from this. It's all to protect, you know, oil investments, to try to do regime change for nothing other than to, you know, line the pockets of the rich. And I mean, I stand against that. But, you know, Israel, largest perpetrator of terror in the world today. Again, war on 3 fronts, genocidal war on all 3 fronts in Iran. Struck a children's school, killing 160 people in Gaza for over 2 years now. Over 70,000 at least confirmed dead, most of which are children and women. Not to mention that there are no universities in Gaza anymore. This pattern of targeting civilian infrastructure has continued in Iran. They've targeted universities as well as hospitals. And, you know, I just ask that you all take, you know, a very large, very public stand against, you know, in the state of Indiana partnering with the state of Israel, because that is unacceptable. It's inhumane. It's a waste of money. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Janetta Presley.
Hi, I'm Janetta Presley, and I live here in Muncie. I'm coming to you tonight over the 8th Street corridor. So 8th Street is going to be paved, and that's great. From Hoyt to, I believe it's Port.
Yeah.
Is it Perkins? Perkins? Okay. To Perkins. And that's great. We want that. And they want to put a divider in the what? Yeah, $500,000 divider. I'm okay with that. The divider is fine, but when you get to from Hoyt to Sampson, it's really wide. But when you go from Sampson to Perkins, where I live, in the area that I live, it's narrow because we have parking on the side of the street where all the houses are. The other side of the street is where the Chevy plant is. So if you narrow that down there, then it takes away our parking. We had a meeting with the mayor about it and at the Common Market last week. And you know, he kind of was back and forth about it. But the problem is, if you're going to take our parking away, great, take it. But you need to be able to use the alley to park. And so that means come wintertime, somebody will have to be, the city's going to have to remove snow so that we can get in and out of there. And there are 3 owned houses, 2 rentals there. The 3 owned houses are all disabled people. So they have handicap parking in front of each house. Now they've taken those signs all down when they did the gas lines, and they haven't put them back up. And the mayor said probably won't put them back up until they do the paving, which is going to be happening this year. So my thing is if you take away our parking and if you narrow it down there and put the center section in, then you will take away our parking, and then you take away the parking. We have 2 families that are hospice families. So where will our nurses and our people that come out to work with us park at? Especially if we have to use the alley, because the alley didn't get done at all last year. And so we had a gentleman in our neighborhood that came through and finally did the alley so that we could even use it. So if you're going to take away our parking, then you're going to have to do something about the alley, because I can't afford to have that whole alley cleaned myself by a private contractor. And
Thank you. We appreciate those comments. We will address that with the mayor. These are things that need to be addressed. That's important.
Mayor, it's the grading of the alley, which I will make sure that we can make sure we get that done. It's not just a snow removal, it's grading too, what you're speaking on, the potholes.
oh yeah, there's a lot of potholes there and everything. But if you're going to take our parking away, then you're going to have to do something with the alley so that we can use it for our people to get in and out.
We need to make sure that, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to make sure that those alleys are graded, that we can go through in and out with no tire busters, as we all have to do.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Netta.
I'm sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
This time, I'm sorry, I can't say the first name, but I apologize. I can't say the last name. Miss Brianna. I can't, Raymond, is that correct? Ramon, thank you. I apologize.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hi.
My name is Brianna Ramon. I'm a resident in Muncie, and I have a couple concerns to talk to you guys about. As Cooper said, with the Iron Nation deal that just passed, it's basically a call that all of Indiana should be responsive to the new wave of out-of-state and out-of-country companies that are coming to occupy Hoosier land. And there's been many studies showing that like data centers have poisoned the land, the occupiers, and the residents that live by it. The introduction of these startups, to Indiana could taint our land more and worsen our already bad water. This will directly impact Muncie residents' lives in the coming future, so I hope you keep this in mind when the tech companies come in and the pressure to build these data centers continue to grow. Please keep the investment of lives in Muncie in the forefront as the future comes about, and don't continue the reputation of Muncie officials just following the money. Also, I wanted to talk about the corruption that is happening in Muncie since probably the start. There was already a little mention of the park officials corruption scandal that has happened, but with the other mentions of board officials not doing their jobs to ensure safe housing for residents, I want to know if there will be any pathways in the future to get city and council officials or county officials to actually do their jobs. Muncie is already known for being the second windy city for its corruption, but continues to hold this reputation, especially as I keep coming to these meetings and hearing residents' lives getting screwed over, to put lightly. I just wish residents, we could actually see our local government as a benefit to us instead of a detriment. So if there were further measures that could be taken for this to not be an issue, please do it. And I mean, even at like council meetings now, only see like one that's like willing to follow up and actually respond to the very big concerns that people are mentioning. So it's not also just like your coworkers, but it's also you, do better. That's my time.
Any other business from the council this evening? Entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I believe Mr. Kreen wasn't able to get inside
Yeah,
earlier, and he wanted to sign up to speak, and I just feel like we should give him that opportunity.
We apologize for the doors being locked, sir.
Mr. Green, thank you for the text.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to, Mr. Green is the one that texted me and let me know the doors were locked. So thank you for letting everyone else know that those doors were locked or you couldn't get in.
Neil Kring. I live here in Muncie. I live on the south side of Muncie, and for a job, I work with many of Muncie's unhoused neighbors, as well as many folks who are in substance use, mental health crisis on pretty much a daily basis, both through neighborhood outreach work and through what I do as a neighborhood pastor with Urban Light. And I am concerned at the decision that was made by the mayor to give a piece of property that was designated to be used for behavioral health and substance use related treatment issues to a faith-based organization that is going to be using it for a doctor's office or something like that. We don't even think any of us really know exactly what they'll be doing. But that I do know that their free medical clinic they're doing now is for the people who stay at the mission and for their staff. That's pretty much most of the people who use that. And that will not be a solution to help engage with behavioral health issues and substance use issues in South Muncie. The Crisis Center, for whatever it was, whatever it wasn't, was actually serving many of the people who were banned from the hub or banned from the Muncie mission, who would spend their days there taking showers, getting help, getting treatment, getting connections to care. And maybe it wasn't operating in such a way that it was sustainable. But we're still kind of back to the same situation we were back in 2021 when our neighbors started organizing. We have a couple members of Activate Avondale here that were a part of that organizing campaign to advocate for services in our neighborhood to help our neighbors. And it feels like we've taken 5 steps backward, and here we are at the same place. I'm concerned about a public property like that was given to an organization with no process that I am aware of. If there was a process, that was sort of a under the table type of thing that no one got to participate in or understand.
Agreed.
And but yet this is a big concern for Muncie to engage with some of these more complicated issues, something a city can do. Something that's very difficult for individual people to have to be involved with and come up with solutions for. So, but my house is still the crisis center. Just last week, someone showed up at my house, beating on my door, needing help, with still nowhere to take folks, still nowhere to get the help that folks need. So anyway, that's all I have to say. But I don't know. I don't even know what I'm asking. I'm just saying I'm pissed. All right.
Thank Motion. Entertain a motion then to adjourn the meeting.
I so move.
Say, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So the health center
No
is
idea.
only seeing remission patients?
Nobody knows.
I didn't know for the test room.
That money
Yeah.
we assigned was for
We both
crisis
tried
center,
numerous
crisis center, not a health clinic. Crisis.
meetings.
There is no crisis.
You are very welcome.